Hi everyone, again welcome back to my channel Unfinished Curious Mind. Today in this video we will try to understand what biological anthropology is all about, and we will try to explore the fascinating world of human evolution, variation and adaptation. In biological anthropology there are several key fields which will be very helpful if we try to keep watching this video so that we get some perspective regarding the subfields of biological anthropology. So let's dive into the video quickly. Now, what is biological anthropology? Uh, Biological anthropology or physical anthropology, uh, though this term seems very familiar, but there are some slightly difference in the term. Uh, but today in this video, I will try to be specifically focusing on biological anthropology. So let us understand what biological anthropology first. It is a scientific study which helps us understand biological evolutionary aspects of human. As we all aware of the fact that anthropology studies humans, anthropology means studies of human or gathering knowledge about humans. So um, it's evolutionary aspects of human, our ancestors and primates which are related to us. For example, gibbon, chimpanzee, non-human primates. I am giving examples. Uh, Gibbon, chimpanzee, gorilla, and so on. It somehow combines biology and anthropology to uncover how humans have evolved step by step, and how we are uh, different genetically from other uh, primates or non-human primates, and how we have adopted to the different environment, accustomed with it, and coping up with it on the daily basis. It is somehow act as a interdisciplinary field, which I can say that it's connect genetics, fossil records and modern human variation, to be put out that way. Here are some of the examples that I have accumulated. Just going quickly, couple of them. um, Australopithecus afarensis, the people who are in the field of anthropology, or whoever studied history or biological evolution in the textbook, we all have uh, read a chapter called Human Evolution and heard the name of Australopithecus. Maybe not the uh, types that we understand, who are studying anthropology or some field oriented like this. We are aware of the types that Australopithecus robustus, afarensis, boise and so on. Just putting the term Australopithecus afarensis here, so that I can explain it uh, in a little briefly, or and also little technically, to be put out that way. So here goes. It is basically, when we look at the human evolutionary history, or go through the human evolution, one of the central pillar of biological anthropology through the fossil record, we can trace the journey of evolution from species like Australopithecus afarensis, uh, or we are familiar with the term or name Lucy. So Lucy, talking about Lucy, it probably lived. It is believed the discovery of Lucy is done by the famous Leakey family, and Australopithecus are mainly based on the area of the South Africa, and there are various evidences that uh, suggests and justify this statement. And not only this, it is believed, after going through couple of excavation, uh, it is believed that the Australopithecus afarensis lived around 3.2 million years ago, and the Lucy, talking about Lucy, the whoever tried to or who means tried to discover the Lucy, they have uh, found out from the Latoli Hills the Latoli footprints from Africa. Not only this, the skeleton remains, whatever they have collected from there, it shows in the evidences that it suggests that the skeleton, from the skeletal structure, they probably, there are evidences of bipedalism, as just couple of minutes ago I have talked about the Latoli footprints. That means they started walking. It's suggesting that they have uh, began to walk bipedally. That's why the footprints record probably noted from there, which is a milestone itself in the evolution of human. Not only this, there are some others examples. When we talk about the variation, there are lots and lots of variation examples we can give, but here I have tried to uh, take the example of the lactose tolerance. It is believed in a population such as those in Northern Europe, a genetic mutation allows adults to digest lactose, whereas the other part of the world, or the people who reside various part of the world, has very less or um, intolerant to the lactose, which somehow creates the, as you can see, the human variation and how they are adapting to certain components. Not only this, giving the examples of human adaptation, I would like to talk about the famous uh, or what we talk about very much when while reading or delivering uh, about human adaptation. Example of high altitude, or uh, Tibet, in the Tibetan area, Tibetan population who are living in the high altitude areas from various generation, they have evolved genetically so much, and their traits uh, somehow they allow themselves to survive in a low oxygen environments, whereas the people like us who are based on the based are very based on the coastal area or near the sea level area, they are not very well accustomed to, or rather, putting the word cope up, we fail to cope up with this environment. So we go through the period of assimilation, acclimatization, then it takes generation after generation to get the ability to be adapted in an environment. We often deliver, or we often talk about the term adaptation, but we don't really know the difference between adaptation, acclimatization, and assimilation. So not here I have just giving the examples. uh, while I'll make the video on that chapter, specifically adaptation, I will cover all the topics, for example, assimilation, and acclimatization and adaptation more briefly, uh, more detailed video will be uploaded very soon. In forensic anthropology, there are so many cases in forensics which an anthropologist comes and examines skeletal remains and determines individual age, sex, stature, and cause of death. For example, identification of soldier from a war. It somehow it is somehow a cup of tea for an anthropologist to come on the spot and just uh, determine those aspects as I have mentioned earlier. Now, talking about genetic human variation. Now, let us talk about genetics and human variation. These aspects of biological anthropology somehow is very diverse, and how our genes have adapted to different environments. One of the fascinating example that I have just given about the lactose intolerant. Not only this, this adaptation somehow the in a population like Northern Europe, a genetic mutation somehow allows adults to digest lactose, whereas the sugar means the sugar in milk. These adaptation arose because of the cattle domestication and milk consumption, showing a direct connection between culture, diet, and genetic evolution. Here we are concentrating on biological anthropology, but it is very difficult for an anthropologist to put something in a label, because everything is related as an anthropologist or who are very fond of anthropologists or who are avid reader of anthropology, they probably could relate with the fact that these all the aspects, the evolution itself is very related. There are biological evolution, cultural evolution, which probably walk hand in hand, to be put that way. So, uh, not only this, there are some fossil records, which also is another treasure of an information. Fossil somehow gives us a direct window into our evolutionary past. By studying fossilized remains of early humans, we can definitely track the evolutionary changes in brain size, body shape, and even the behavior. Techniques like radiocarbon dating, which is primarily done by experts or archaeologists or prehistoric archaeologists to their into their field to determine the age of fossils, and gives us a clear-cut timeline for evolutionary changes. Next up, talking about genetic human variation. Genetic human variation, as I was going through earlier, the example of the variation that I have talked, lactose intolerant. Not only this, in the day-to-day basis, or in a current scenario, or in general, we can see the variation. We all look very different from everybody because of the genes and the variation. If we segregate ourselves on the basis of the race or ethnicity, then we will definitely understand uh, the variation very quickly, uh, very very easily by distinguishing this factor by ethnicity, uh, like Caucasoid, Mongoloid, and Negrito or Negroid. Mutation. Mutation is basically a sudden change in a DNA sequence which results many uh, many consequent results can be noticed by mutation. Mutations are various types of mutation, primarily talked about, or if we just categorize mutation, then firstly there will be a morphological mutation or structural mutation, and there are numerical mutation. Now we will understand what primatology is. Primatology is a subfield of biological anthropology. It usually studies the non-human primate. As you can see in the photograph behind the words, it's somehow replicating or reflecting what I am trying to say here. To understand human evolution better, it is very important for us to understand non-human primate, for example, chimpanzees. Chimpanzees who share around 98% of their DNA with humans. It somehow exhibits their behavior that with early human ancestors. They used to use the tools such as sticks to fish uh, out termites from mounds, which gives us insight, which also gives us about the mm, uh, insights the origin of tool use in human evolution. Human adaptation. Humans have adopted a wide range of environments across the planet. For instance, populations living in high altitude, uh, again coming back to the example of Tibet, have evolved unique genetic traits that allow them to thrive in low oxygen conditions. And these adaptive ability somehow includes alternate hemoglobin levels that prevents altitude sickness, showcasing how humans uh, can biologically adapt to extreme environments. Before concluding this, I would like to explain a point on forensic anthropology. Forensic anthropology is a practical application of biological anthropology which analyze skeletal remains to help identify individuals in criminal investigation. It is very simple that I have just given the example of that soldier who from the post war, an anthropologist as and forensic anthropologist somehow helps to mm, differentiate the cause, differentiate age, sex, stature, and identify the cause of death by examining bones, which further uh, is very helpful for the information for law enforcement. In a conclusion, we can say that, or we can agree with one thing, that biological anthropology somehow uh, helps us understand the complex relationship with human biology, evolution, and culture. From studying fossil to genetics, these fields reveals how humans have evolved, and not only this, adapted over time. It also has modern application in forensic and health, highlighting its importance in our understanding of human diversity. As we look forward, biological anthropology remains crucial in addressing key issues related to human variation and health. By studying our past, we definitely get or gain a better understanding of who we are and how we can navigate the challenges of our modern world. Thank you for watching. If you find this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so if you never miss an update. As always, leave your comments and question below. I would love to hear your thoughts and any topics you would like me to cover next. Thank you.